Are you waking up groggy, low energy, and wondering why your mornings don't feel the way they used to? Maybe it's harder to get going, mentally, physically, and even intimately. You're not alone, and it's not your fault. I'm Dr. Barbara O'Neill, a board-certified urologist who's helped thousands of men over 60 reclaim their energy, performance, and confidence without medications or extreme routines. Today I'm going to show you 2 pressure points, yes, actual spots on your body, that may dramatically support your morning performance naturally, because what's really happening inside your body at night might surprise you. If you find this helpful, join our community by subscribing so you never miss videos designed for men like you. But here's what most men don't realize. Morning performance doesn't just fade because of age. It fades because your body is trying to speak, and no one ever taught you how to listen. You wake up and something just feels off, not as firm, not as energized. You might write it off as normal, or worse, start to feel like a shadow of yourself. But deep down, there's frustration, quiet, nagging frustration. And here's the truth. It's not just about testosterone. Yes, testosterone dips with age. But more importantly, the timing of your hormones, your blood flow, and your nervous system, it all shifts in ways most men aren't prepared for. You see, your body follows a rhythm, a circadian clock that tells your hormones when to rise, when to rest, and when to perform. For decades, your testosterone levels would naturally spike in the early hours of the morning, giving you that unmistakable sense of drive and readiness. But after 60, that rhythm starts to wobble, sleep becomes shallower, cortisol levels, your stress hormone, creep in earlier. And the result? That natural surge that once powered your mornings quietly fizzles out. But it's not just hormones, it's circulation. The vascular system that used to bring strong, reliable blood flow to the areas that mattered begins to slow, especially at night. Nitric oxide, your body's natural vessel relaxer, drops. And here's the part no one talks about. Most men feel this long before they see it. The first sign is often subtle, a softer morning, a shorter duration, or just not waking up with the same physical confidence. And yet they brush it off. They think maybe it's stress, or maybe I'm just tired. And while those are true, they're not the root, because your body isn't shutting down. It's trying to reorganize. It's trying to find a new normal, but it needs the right cues, the right reminders, the good news, that spark, that signal. It can be reawakened, and it starts with one overlooked nerve center that's been sitting quietly beneath your belly all along. Now here's the mistake most seniors make. They hear the phrase pressure points and instantly tune out, thinking it's some kind of alternative fluff, something from a spa brochure, not a medical fact. But here's what I tell my patients. Your body is wired with electrical highways, and some of the most powerful circuit breakers are located just beneath the surface. These aren't random spots. They're neurologically active zones, tiny gateways where nerves, vessels, and muscle layers converge. And when you stimulate the right ones with the right intention, something remarkable happens. Let me explain. Your nervous system has 2 main gears. The sympathetic system, that's your fight or flight, and the parasympathetic, your rest, digest, and perform. When you're young, your body naturally toggles between the 2. But over time, chronic stress, poor sleep, and hormonal shifts push men into a constant fight state. And guess what? That sympathetic dominance, tight muscles, shallow breathing, elevated cortisol, shuts down your ability to relax, to restore blood flow, to rise to the occasion, literally. But here's where pressure points come in. Specific zones, like those along the vagus nerve and the sacral plexus, act like switches. Stimulate them correctly, and you send a calming signal to the entire body. You drop cortisol, you enhance parasympathetic tone, and that opens the door for better circulation, better testosterone signaling, and yes, improved performance. Studies have shown that certain acupressure techniques, when done gently and consistently, can reduce stress hormones, improve heart rate variability, and even support the hormonal cascade needed for male arousal. And we're not talking months of training. We're talking minutes, a few focused breaths, a small, intentional pressure. That's the kind of reset your nervous system is quietly begging for. And remember that this isn't about doing more. It's about helping your body feel safe enough to respond again. Because when your brain feels safe, your body performs better. Now, if one of these nerve gateways sits just under your belly, the other one, it might be hiding in plain sight, and it could be even more powerful. Now, here's where most men go wrong. They overlook one of the most powerful nerve centers in the body simply because it seems too simple, too easy. But this small area, located just 2 inches below your navel, has been known for centuries across both Eastern and modern anatomical studies as a vital access point to your core energy. Medically, we refer to it as CV6, or the sea of energy, and that's exactly what it influences: the circulation, hormonal signaling, and nervous system flow that feed your energy, your performance, and yes, your confidence. When I show this point to patients, I don't start with theory. I ask them to sit quietly, place 2 fingers just below their belly button, and gently press inward and downward, not with force, but with intention. Then I guide them through 3 slow, deep breaths, in through the nose, hold, and out through the mouth. And within 30 seconds, I see the same thing every time. Shoulders relax, tension softens, breathing deepens. Why? Because you've just signaled to your parasympathetic system, the one responsible for calm, restoration, and blood flow, that it's safe to turn on. This pressure point connects directly to the lower abdominal nerves that influence the pelvic region, including those tied to bladder control, erectile function, and core stability. By activating it, you help restore the brain-body loop that often goes dormant with age, the same loop that once gave you strong, predictable morning responses without even thinking. One of my patients, Tom, 67 years old, retired pilot, tried this exercise every morning for 2 weeks. No pills, no fancy supplements, just breath and gentle focus. He came back and said, "Doc, I'm waking up with strength I haven't felt in years. My body's remembering." And he was right, because this isn't magic, it's physiology. Your nervous system remembers how to work. It just needs the right tap on the shoulder. But here's what you must understand. Pressing this one spot is like flipping only one side of a light switch. If you want the full signal to fire, strong, steady, and reliable, you need the second point. And most men miss it entirely. Let's talk straight. Most men are walking around with a power switch flipped halfway off, and they don't even know it. That second switch, it's right at the base of your spine, tucked quietly between the dimples on your lower back, in an area known medically as BL32. This isn't just some arbitrary spot. It's one of the most critical junctions in your entire pelvic nervous system, a gateway where your sacral nerves bundle together, sending messages that control blood flow, muscle tone, and even ejaculatory function. When this area is activated the right way, the effect can be immediate. I've had men tell me it feels like a subtle wave of warmth, like something finally unblocked. The most effective method? Sit down on a tennis ball or soft massage ball, positioning it directly under the center of your sacrum. Let your body weight create the pressure, not too much, just enough to feel a gentle ache, the kind that invites your muscles to melt rather than tense. Then breathe, slowly, deeply, in through the nose, out through the mouth. After just 60 seconds, you may feel your hips soften, your lower abdomen relax, and a deep, grounded calm settle in. What's happening here isn't just physical, it's neurological. The sacral nerves that run through this point influence vascular dilation, meaning they tell your blood vessels when to open. And without that clear signal, no matter how much testosterone is floating in your bloodstream, performance will be muted. Think of this spot as the backstage control panel. If it's jammed or ignored, the lights on stage never come on. And that's the tragedy for so many men. They're trying everything on the surface, pills, supplements, routines, without ever addressing this foundational switch. But here's the key. Pressing the spot is only half the equation. To truly reignite your system, you have to understand when to use it and how to build it into a rhythm your body can trust again. Because even the right tools won't work without the right timing. And that's exactly what we'll cover next. I've seen men, tough, proud, good men, walk into my office carrying a silent weight. Not just physical fatigue, but something deeper. A quiet loss of confidence. A fear they can't quite name. Maybe it's been months or years since you felt truly alive in the morning. Maybe you've convinced yourself this is just what aging looks like, that decline is inevitable, that desire fades, that strength disappears. But I need you to hear me clearly. Your body is not broken. It hasn't given up. It's been waiting patiently, faithfully, for you to speak its language again. These changes you felt, they're not signs of failure, they're messages. Messages that your system is still intact, just misaligned. And when you start giving your body the right cues, simple, natural, consistent signals, the response can be almost immediate, like flipping on a light in a room you forgot existed. That's what these techniques do. They don't force anything. They remind, they awaken. They say to your nervous system, hey, you can let go now. You can breathe. You can rise. And when that happens, not with pressure or pills, but with breath, intention, and touch, something powerful returns. Not youth, but you. And you are not alone. Men around the world, men just like you, are quietly, courageously reclaiming their mornings, their rest, their spark, not for vanity, but for dignity. Because you deserve to feel strong. You deserve to sleep deeply. You deserve to wake up with purpose. This journey isn't about going backward. It's about moving forward with clarity, with calm, with confidence. So if you've been wondering whether it's too late, let me tell you right now, it's not even close. In fact, you're just getting started. If you found this valuable, join our community and subscribe so you never miss future guidance designed for men like you. I make these videos for the men who've been overlooked, who've been handed quick fixes or brushed aside with "it's just age." You deserve more than that. You deserve confidence. You deserve energy. You deserve deep restorative sleep and mornings that make you feel grounded and alive. Not because you're chasing youth, but because your health still matters. You still matter. And remember that open loop from the beginning? The real surprise isn't just where those pressure points are. It's the fact that your body already knows how to respond. You just haven't been shown how to listen until now. These tools are simple, natural, and designed to work with your body, not against it. Your body remembers. Your energy is still there. You just needed the right map to find it again, and you have it now.